Hi, I'm Luciano,
Hi, I'm George.
and we're Queerways. We started mapping the queer history of Victoria in 2020 as part of a project retracing queer footprints, and since then we've expanded our focus around regional Victoria and have looked to explore the stories of specific communities. So, with Public Record Office Victoria, we're looking into historical charges and accounts of gender non-conforming people in Victoria's history, specifically charges around vagrancy, sexual misconduct, and masquerading, which is sort of the language that was used to label people that were gender non-conforming in our history. And I guess categorise them in a way that people could understand that since they were outside of the norm.
Previously, Queerways has worked with the Australian Queer Archives, and we've used a lot of their references in our previous work, and we thought working with PROV would really engage a wider community and sort of allow us to explore different pockets of queer history that we weren't able to access in the past. The records that we have been focusing on are mainly crime and criminal proceedings. There's unfortunately a lot of those at PROV due to the criminalisation of homosexuality and also the laws around gender non-conforming dress and gender expression outside of the binary. So we have been, trying to get our grasp on sentencing and appeals documents, specifically around the individuals that we are looking at, our Victorian vagrants.
I think one of the most interesting people that we're following is Edward de Lacy Evans, who was Australia's first documented transgender person. They arrived to Australia on a ship I think it was 1859?
1853.
1853?
Yeah.
And were married in the city, and that was one of the first things we mapped on our CBD map. And as we've travelled around regional Victoria, we've actually followed their life and their different marriages and their different jobs as they moved around our state. And so working with PROV on this project has really enabled us to look at the other side of things, when they were admitted to Bendigo Hospital, and then their eventual move to Kew Asylum, where their birth gender was exposed, and they then had to live the rest of their life as their birth gender rather than as Edward. And so it's been really nice to sort of wrap up all of that work with this research into the next half of Edward's life. History is written by the victors, and I think that there is really the opportunity when artists engage with archives for stories that were in the underbelly to come forward and have their time. I think particularly with our work for this show, we are trying to, pay respect to those leaders who are very, very brave and sort of enabled the freedoms that we experience today as queer people.
I think archives can be quite inaccessible to a lot of people in the community, so it's our responsibility as artists to bring them to the forefront and kind of creatively engage and celebrate these individuals as well.